France invented a lot of early technologies in the world. But today, if you look at the scenario, the largest technology companies in the world are either American or Chinese. Many of them are led by Indian origin CEOs. Where did France lack?
I think the missing point is first scale, not just for the French, but for all the Europeans. Second, capital. And the third point, we have to find more appetite for risk.
France has been an all-weather friend for India.
The question is no longer whether India innovates. The question is, who will innovate with India? And France is the unique clear answer. Jai-ho!
Do you think this is going to be an example for the world that now the new world order is about multipolarity? Do you think India and France are setting an example?
French President Emmanuel Macron is the chief guest.
French President Emmanuel Macron has been invited as the chief guest at Republic Day Parade.
We developed during the past few years a series of cooperation and partnerships in different sectors with your country.
I really believe that when we team up, we deliver. Second, we don't want to be dependent on one of the two big powers. We want to have a good relation with the US and China. We have different relationship, by the way, with both of them, between India and France. And we are supporters of this approach.
India leapfrogged in technology. Our Aadhaar, UPI, DigiLocker, things like this, we created and got so many people in the system. Right? If you have to bet on one technology for France, which will be your moonshot for 2035?
Quantum computer will be where we can take the lead and have a leadership.
Really?
Quantum computer.
Quantum technology.
What on earth is a quantum computer?
Whichever nation first develops a practical quantum computer will have a tremendous advantage.
Quantum supremacy.
Is the work happening in the back end?
I think so, because we have a unique mathematicians, new capacities, and a lot of very performing startups and labs.
I saw that you announced about 109 billion euros 1 year ago for the AI infrastructure, for the technology to lead it forward. But here's a question. Out of that, 50 billion euro is coming from UAE. So money is foreign funded. Infrastructure is going to be largely owned by UAE. The technology and intelligence is coming from America and China. What's going to be sovereign about this when it's actually collaboration of the world, not just Europe? If some founder is watching this, or a student who's 22-year-old is watching this, they want to come to France, then what does France offer, which today a US and UK doesn't offer for the young startup founders or the people who want to build for the future?
A unique ecosystem. First, I want to convey the message to your students, Indian students. If you come to France, you can get access to the best quality universities and high schools. Second, the language is clearly English. And I really believe that France provides the unique mix of large companies, a lot of institutions, and at the same time, the most vibrant startups and innovation ecosystem in Europe.
Donald Trump shared your private messages.
Private message meant for diplomacy has exploded into a public political storm.
He threatened to put 200% tariff on you. You've called his administration anti-Europe. Does this convey something about American leadership today? Should the world be scared?
I really believe that respect is part of the leadership. You can share ideas or not, you can disagree, but you have to do it in a respectful way. Within democracies as well. This is why I've always been extremely committed to fight against any sort of hated speech or violence in our societies. Sure. Because when you have democracy, you have the right to change your leadership. You decide who will take the law and pass the law on your behalf. So no need to be violent. Sure. And disrespectful. But
me and my team, we're trying really hard and trying all our best to make sure that India's voice reaches at the world stage. And for that, I have a favor to ask from you. If you have ever gotten value from this channel, please subscribe to our channel. It's free and it takes only 1 second. Because the more you subscribe, the more our chances get to get the kind of guests which we have today on our show. Our today's guest is President of French Republic, Emmanuel Macron. It's his first ever podcast in the world. This for the first time it's happening on our show on Figuring Out. We have spoken about
India and France relationship. We've spoken about his relationship with America, his relationship with world leaders. We've spoken about what is Europe trying to do differently? What does it mean for India? How is he making sure that India not only becomes a trade partner, but a strategic partner in the world which is heading towards multipolarity? How do we challenge the global world order? And do we even challenge or no? All these questions have been answered by the French president in today's podcast. Beyond the honor, we see this as a responsibility. Because when someone like President Macron sits down with us, it's an opportunity to talk about India, what we are getting right, where we are heading, and what the world needs to understand about India, about us right now, so that we can show the world where India stands and what are we doing, and get the president's and global leaders' perspective on it as well. So thank you so much for being part of this journey. And for the audio experience of this podcast, please follow us on Spotify.
But thank you so much for doing this and agreeing to do your first podcast with us. It's a pleasure.
This is mine. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I'm happy to be in Mumbai with you.
Tell me, before we start, actually, for 0.01% people who don't know who you are and they're watching you for the first time, they have no clue. What would you tell them about yourself in next 30 seconds? Who you are and what do you do?
I'm a French guy here in Mumbai because I am invited by your Prime Minister, and happy to be here, by the way. And involved in a very peculiar job and for the past few years, and full of appetite and enthusiasm, especially for other culture.
Lovely. And you're also an enthusiast. I saw that yesterday, that you're the guy who loves breaking protocol and running around on the street to jog, right?
Exactly. We jogged yesterday morning.
Yeah, how was that experience?
No, wonderful. It was a little bit hectic because of, all the traffic in the city. But it was great. It was fun. And it was fun, first to exercise and second to have the interactions without too much security. You always have a little bit security, but when it's, I would say, unexpected and not organized, you can indeed break the protocol. So early in the morning, I went to jog, and later in the evening, I went to the station to as well see your beautiful architecture, and not just architecture, but the city.
Yeah. Okay, let's dive into the technology part, because I love what you're doing these days. I went through so many of your speeches, and the reason that you're here, I was reading a lot of history, and I found out that France invented a lot of early technologies in the world, right? But today, if you look the scenario, the largest technology companies in the world are either American or Chinese. Many of them are led by Indian origin CEOs. What do you think? Where did France lack? Like, what happened? Is it the culture? Is it the taxes? Or is it something about the way Europe thinks about failure and risk?
A mix of that, probably. But you're right to say that we've had a lot of great researchers, scientists. We invented a lot of big innovation. Even if science is a global approach, and cooperation between academics and researchers all over the world is what makes sense, and not just one country. But we do have this culture of research, invention, entrepreneurship as well. As always, remind people that entrepreneur is a French word, and it was taken by the English language, but entrepreneur is a French word. And we are still extremely active. If you take in Europe, probably the two main ecosystem in terms of innovation, startups, AI, quantum, are France and UK, largely ahead of the others. And if you take math and a lot of disciplines, we are still in a very good position. But it's true that when you look at the tech sector, it's largely driven by the US. These big 7 companies and the Chinese companies. Why? First, you have a question of scale. I really believe that Europe is the right approach. and still in the digital sector, but in a lot of sectors, we are too much fragmented. So I think the missing point is first scale, not just for the French, but for all the Europeans. So we have to finalize, to strengthen our single market, to be sure that your domestic market is a 450 million inhabitants market, meaning